Hello, lovelies. Today we're diving into something that can make your photo shoot so much easier and a lot more fun. Imagine you're in a photo studio, the lights are perfect, and you've just taken a brilliant picture. But how can you be sure it's as good as you think? The tiny screen on the back of your camera is handy, but it doesn't really show you all the important details. This is where a big monitor comes in. It's like upgrading from watching a film on your phone to seeing it on a massive cinema screen. It completely changes the experience and makes everything clearer. Using a large screen to see your photos instantly is called tethering, and it's a real game changer. When you connect your camera to a bigger display, like a computer monitor or even a telly, every photo you take pops up on that screen right away. This means you can see everything in glorious detail, from the sharpness of the eyes to the way the fabric of a dress is flowing. You're not guessing anymore or squinting at a tiny image. It allows you to spot little things you might have missed, making sure every single shot is absolutely perfect before you move on. It's a simple trick that professional photographers use all the time. Think about all the tiny details that make a photograph truly special. Is the focus spot on? Is there a stray hair that needs tucking away? Is the lighting creating the exact mood you were hoping for? On a small camera screen, these things can be incredibly difficult to judge properly. But when the image is blown up on a 27-inch monitor, suddenly everything becomes crystal clear. You can zoom in to check for sharpness with pinpoint accuracy and make sure the colors look just right. It takes all the guesswork out of the equation, which is just fantastic for your confidence and the final result. This instant feedback is not just for you, the photographer, it's for the whole team in the studio. Imagine you have a client with you, or a makeup artist, or even the model's family watching. Everyone can gather around the big screen and see the magic as it happens. This makes the whole photo shoot feel more like a team effort and a shared creative process. It keeps everyone engaged and excited about the pictures you're creating together. It's a wonderful way to make sure everyone is on the same page and happy with the direction the shoot is taking, which always leads to better pictures. For us photographers, the benefits are just brilliant. Having a big screen to look at means we can really get technical and perfect our craft with every click. We can check our composition more carefully, making sure everything is balanced and looks pleasing to the eye. We can also judge the lighting with much greater precision. Sometimes a shadow can look fine on a small screen, but might be too harsh or distracting when you see it bigger. Seeing the image in real time allows us to make tiny adjustments to our lights or camera settings on the spot, saving us a lot of time later on when we're editing the photos. But it's not just about the technical bits. This setup is amazing for the person in front of the camera too. For a model, being able to see the photos as they are taken is incredibly helpful. It gives them a clear idea of what the photographer is looking for and how their poses are translating on camera. They can see which angles are working best and what expressions look most natural. This helps them to understand the photographer's vision, and they can adjust their performance in real time. It's a fantastic confidence booster, as they can see for themselves how great they look, which often leads to more relaxed and beautiful shots. This shared view creates a wonderful sense of teamwork and collaboration. The photo shoot stops being a one-way street where the photographer directs and the model follows. Instead, it becomes a proper conversation. The model might see a pose on the screen and say, "Oh, I see what you mean. What if I try this?" This kind of creative input is priceless and can lead to some truly unique and spontaneous moments. It builds a stronger connection between the photographer and the model, making the whole experience more enjoyable and productive for everyone involved. It's all about working together to create something special. And let's not forget about our clients. If you have a client in the studio, maybe for a product shoot or a commercial portrait, they can see the results immediately. This is so important for making sure you are capturing exactly what they have in mind. They can give you feedback right there and then, rather than waiting until the end of the day. This avoids any misunderstandings and ensures the client is happy throughout the process. It shows a level of professionalism that clients really appreciate, and it makes them feel like a valued part of the creative journey, which is just lovely. So, you're ready to give this a go? Brilliant! The good news is that you don't need a lorry load of complicated equipment to get started. The first and most important thing you'll need is, of course, your digital camera. Most modern DSLR and mirrorless cameras will have a port that allows you to connect them to an external screen, which is fantastic. You'll also need a computer, usually a laptop, because it's portable and easy to move around the studio. The laptop will run the special software that allows your camera and the screen to talk to each other. It's the brain of the whole operation. Next up, you'll need the right cables to connect everything together. The most common type of cable for this is a USB cable. However, it's not usually the same one you use for charging your phone. You'll need a specific tethering cable that's long enough to let you move around freely while you shoot. These cables are often brightly colored, like orange, so you don't trip over them. Some cameras might use an HDMI cable instead, especially if you're connecting directly to a TV. So always check your camera's manual to see what kind of connection it needs. Getting the right cable is key to a reliable connection. If you want to go cable-free, which can feel very liberating, you can use a wireless transmitter. This is a small device that attaches to your camera and sends the photos through the air to your computer using Wi-Fi. It's a bit like the Wi-Fi you have at home, but just for your photos. This is a wonderful option because it means you don't have any cables trailing on the floor, which can be a trip hazard and can limit your movement. While they can be a little bit more expensive, the freedom they offer is often well worth it, especially in a busy studio environment. Finally, you'll need some software on your laptop to manage the photos as they come in. Some camera brands, like Canon or Nikon, offer their own free software that does the job perfectly well. Alternatively, you can use professional programs like Adobe Lightroom or Capture One, which are incredibly popular with photographers. These programs not only display the images, but also let you organize them, apply quick edits, and even control your camera settings directly from the computer. It's like having a complete control center for your photo shoot right at your fingertips, which is just amazing. Right then, let's get you all set up. It's much easier than it sounds, I promise. If you are using a cable, the first step is to connect it to your camera. Find the correct port on your camera body. It's usually hidden under a little rubber flap on the side. It might be a USB-C, micro USB, or mini HDMI port. Plug one end of your tethering cable in there securely, then take the other end of the cable, which is usually a standard USB plug, and connect it to a free USB port on your laptop. Make sure both ends are plugged in snugly to avoid any connection problems later on. Once your camera and laptop are physically connected, you'll need to open the tethering software on your computer. Whether you're using Adobe Lightroom, Capture One, or your camera's own utility software, you'll need to start a new tethered session. There is usually a big, friendly button that says something like Start Tethered Capture or Tethering. When you click this, the software will start looking for your camera. At this point, make sure your camera is switched on. In a few moments, the software should recognize your camera, and you'll be ready to start shooting. It's that simple. If you've decided to go wireless, the process is a little different but still very straightforward. First, you'll need to connect the wireless transmitter to your camera. Some cameras have Wi-Fi built in, while others need a small external device that plugs into the camera's USB or hot shoe mount. You'll then need to connect your laptop to the Wi-Fi network created by the transmitter or your camera. It's just like connecting to your home Wi-Fi. Once you're connected, you open your tethering software and it should find your camera wirelessly. It feels a bit like magic when it works. Now for the final step, connecting your laptop to the big screen. Most of the time, this is done with an HDMI cable. Just plug one end into the HDMI port on your laptop and the other end into a spare HDMI port on your monitor or TV. Then, on your computer, you'll need to set the big screen as a second display. You can choose to either mirror your laptop screen, which shows the exact same thing on both, or extend it, which gives you more space to work with. I find extending is best, as you can have your controls on the laptop and just the gorgeous photo on the big screen for everyone to see. Now, What kind of screen should you use? This is a great question, and you have a couple of really good options: a dedicated computer monitor or a regular television. Let's start with computer monitors. These are often the preferred choice for photographers because they are designed specifically for showing accurate colors and fine details. A good quality monitor, especially one made for graphic design or photography, will give you a very true representation of your image. This means the colors you see on the screen will be very close to how they will look when you print the photo, which is incredibly important for professional work. When you're looking for a monitor, you'll want to think about something called color accuracy. Look for monitors that cover a high percentage of the sRGB or Adobe RGB color spaces. This sounds a bit technical, but it just means the monitor can display a wider and more accurate range of colors. An IPS panel is also a fantastic feature to look for. It stands for in-plane switching, and it means that the colors and brightness look consistent even if you're looking at the screen from an angle. This is perfect for a studio where lots of people might be gathered around the screen looking at it from different spots. On the other hand, using a television is also a perfectly good option, and it can be a bit more budget-friendly, especially if you want a really big screen. Modern 4K TVs are incredibly sharp and can look absolutely stunning. They are perfect for impressing clients and for allowing the model to see themselves clearly from a distance. If the main goal is just to get a big clear view for composition and posing, a TV will do a brilliant job. You can get a huge 50-inch TV for a very reasonable price these days, which can make a massive impact in the studio. However, there are a couple of things to keep in mind if you choose a TV. Most televisions are designed to make movies, and TV shows look vibrant and exciting, so they often boost the colors and contrast automatically. This can make your photos look a bit more saturated than they really are. You can usually fix this by going into the TV's settings and looking for a game mode or PC mode. These modes typically turn off the extra processing and give you a more neutral and accurate picture. So, with a little bit of tweaking, a TV can be a fantastic and impressive choice for your studio. To make sure your tethered photo shoot runs as smoothly as possible, a little bit of preparation goes a long way. First, make sure all your devices are fully charged. Your camera, your laptop, and any wireless transmitters should have plenty of battery power to last the entire shoot. It's always a good idea to have spare batteries and power cables handy, just in case. There's nothing worse than having to stop a creative session right in the middle of a great moment because something ran out of juice. So charge everything up the night before your big shoot. Next, think about where you are going to place your monitor. It should be in a spot where both you and the model can see it easily without it getting in the way of your lights or your movement. A rolling stand for your monitor is an absolutely brilliant investment. It allows you to move the screen around the studio effortlessly as you change your setup. You can wheel it closer for detailed checks or push it to the side when you need more space. This flexibility is key to keeping the studio tidy and the workflow smooth, making the whole day feel less cluttered and more organized. It's also a great idea to apply a basic preset to your images as they come into the computer. A preset is a saved group of editing settings. You can create one that applies a little bit of brightness, contrast, and sharpening to every photo automatically. This doesn't have to be the final edit, but it gives the client and model a much better idea of how the finished photos will look. Seeing a slightly polished image on the screen is much more impressive and flattering than seeing the raw, flat image straight from the camera. It helps everyone to visualize the final product. Finally, remember to use the tools your software gives you. Most tethering programs have an overlay feature which is incredibly useful. This allows you to place a semi-transparent image on top of your live view. For example, if you're trying to match a specific layout for a magazine cover, you can use the layout as an overlay. This helps you to position the model and props perfectly within the design. It's also fantastic for consistency in product photography. Taking a moment to learn these little software tricks can save you so much time and make your work look incredibly professional. So, to wrap it all up, using a big monitor in your studio is one of the best things you can do to improve your photography. It really is that simple. It transforms the process from a guessing game into a precise and collaborative art form. The ability to see your photos in large, glorious detail the second you take them allows you to check for critical focus, perfect your lighting, and fine-tune your composition with a level of accuracy that the tiny screen on your camera just can't match. It empowers you to be a better, more confident photographer, and that's something we all want. The benefits are not just for the person behind the lens, they create a more engaging and positive atmosphere for everyone in the room. Models can see what's working and adjust their poses, leading to more natural and powerful performances. Clients can see their vision coming to life and provide instant feedback, ensuring that everyone is happy with the final result. It turns the photo shoot into a shared, creative experience, building trust and excitement among the entire team. This collaborative spirit almost always leads to more imaginative and successful photographs, which is just wonderful. Getting started is surprisingly easy and doesn't have to be expensive. You likely already have most of the kit you need, like a camera and a laptop. With just a simple tethering cable and some free software, you can be up and running in minutes. Whether you choose a color-accurate monitor for precise technical work or a large, impressive television for client impact, the core benefit remains the same. You get to see what you're doing clearly and instantly. It's a small change to your workflow that makes a massive difference to your results. If you haven't tried tethering your camera to a big screen before, I really do encourage you to give it a go. It might feel a little different at first, but I promise you that once you experience the confidence and control it gives you, you'll wonder how you ever managed without it. It will make your photo shoots more efficient, more collaborative, and ultimately more fun. It's a simple step that can truly elevate your photography, helping you to create the best possible images every single time. So go on, get connected, and see the big picture.